Can I come in?
Yeah, come in. We need to talk about this. Has this ever happened to you? I'm Alice Lizzie Luna Pizza, and today I'm going to show you how to hide your clothes and buy your clothes without people's permission. But before I get into it, a word from our sponsors, and by sponsors, I mean my Patreon read. All my videos are funded by people over on my Patreon. Right now, I'm giving shouts to the people who are at the $15 tier. Thank you, everyone, for supporting me. Everyone on Twitch and Patreon who gives me money, thank you very much. I lost my job and I've had no income from except from Patreon and Twitch. You're all great. Big shoutouts to Eileen, Dian Rohima, Evie Collins, and Shitra Hanagar. Sorry if I mispronounced any of your names. Thank you for donating, and big thanks to everybody else who sends me money. Thank you. You're great. Also, I totally forgot to say this during my intro. I want to thank everyone who watches, shares, and subscribes on YouTube because we hit 1,000 subscribers, and I'm kind of dumbfounded because I've been making content on YouTube for 14 years, I think. Let's see. I'm 26. 13 years, roughly 13 years. So it'll be 14 years this year, and this is the first time I've ever gotten something that has this much like support. So thank you every single one of you that watches, shares, that engages with my stuff like in the slightest. Thank you very much. You're all very cool, and I appreciate it so much. All right, let's get back into it. Clothes. I talk about them a lot. Something that comes up with a lot of people, especially when they're first starting out, is that they don't know how to get clothes and or what to do with them. So first I'm going to start out, I'm going to give a general warning. Once you buy clothes, you basically have a smoking gun pointing at you saying, there's something up with this person's gender. Probably. If you are caught, you are basically outed and there's nothing you can do about it. There's almost no good excuse you can give that people actually buy. Which is why if you decide to get them, make and you don't know of the supportive status of people in your life, be sure that you can hide them very well until you are ready to deal with it. Some people you may not actually have to bother hiding them. Some people may have to be very careful about hiding them. But before we get to that part, we have to talk about buying them. Because there's a lot of people I've talked to like, I don't know how to buy them to begin with. So there's two ways you can do this. I'm going to go over in-person options first because I think that's more accessible for most people. So, like, say, I can't help you get money. I cannot help you get a job. I can't help me get a job, apparently. um, but I'm just going to assume you have money already. In the case where you cannot get like a bank account or something to get like a debit card, that's what I did. I got my debit card when I was 16 because my parents decided that I needed to start managing my money, which I'm already pretty good at. But assuming you don't have access to one of those, you have access to normal stores because you still have cash money. Again, I cannot help you get income. That's something you are going to have to do on your own. Either ask for an allowance or get a job or ask your parents if you can earn money. Either way, just find an income. You can go hit up a normal store. You can find Walmart, Target, like basically any department store will have a clothes section. I can't give like 100% like great advice because I'm still too shy to shop in stores. I'm a baby. I know. I do all my shopping online, like I talked about in the clothes video, which you've probably seen just judging by how many freaking views it has. Uh, Other option is if, like, because here's something I'm going to tell you. I don't know if you know this or not, but women's clothes are fucking expensive. They cost so much. When people talk about the pink tax, they are not kidding. They're just the like difference between buying men's clothes and women's clothes in just like the cost department is wild. And if you don't have a lot of money, which I understand, the economy is in shambles. um, you can try a thrift store. You can check out Goodwill, other thrift stores that aren't the Salvation Army, because you should not give them any form of income. But yeah, those two are kind of the two main in-person things you can do If But if you're like, well, a lot of these places don't have what I want, or other stores don't have what I want, but I see it online, but I don't have a bank account, I want to buy that, what can I do? There, listen, we've got an option, okay? So basically, the problem is that you don't have a bank account, and so you can't use a card online. But you know what you can use your money for? You can buy gift cards in store. Most gift cards you can buy in store that are in like different denomination 20, 60, 80, 100 probably. You can load an amount of money on there, and then you can use these gift cards online on these websites like Amazon, other assorted clothing sites. I refer you to my clothes video that you've probably seen already. These would definitely be a lifesaver for like a younger me who was, more safe, but she wasn't. And she didn't have access to these because she had a bank account when she was 16. Definitely, if you can't get one of these, and you can just put like whatever, $20, $30 on it, and you can buy like one thing because they're so expensive. But like the buying is the easy part. Basically, I went over what I did is I just had a bank account and I was putting money in it like every week because I didn't get an allowance. I just made money from doing chores when I was a kid, and then I had a job when I was uh not a kid anymore, and just funneled it in that way, and that's how I was paying for stuff. But there's another problem that a lot of people have is that they don't know how to get them inside. Now, this really comes down to like your home culture and delivery, how a lot of that stuff works. So what I did was I had become like the designated mail person because our mailbox was across the street. We didn't have like a mail slot. I don't know how many people who actually have those. I've never seen one. I don't think they're real. But I'd been the designated mail person for like several years, so most people were not going out to the mailbox. It was just me going out there. So if like a package came for me, I'm like a chronic hoodie wearer. I'm not wearing right now because I get dressed up for videos. But basically here, where's my hoodie? I will show you. Easy example. Okay, let's take this as an example. I switched to a much less cool bit of clothing. Hoodies, most of us wear them because dysphoria or whatever. Hoodies are great for sneaking stuff in. If you walk out, like, out to your mailbox or whatever, you pick up your thing. Usually it's just, like, a malleable package. I wish I still had, like, some, like, clothes packages I got recently. I'm going to use this box of snacks instead. What do? Just take it in here. This is way bulkier. You can just carry it under your arm. Obviously, it's not going to be, like, my arm movements is bad because it's, a rigid shape. And I did empty my trash, but generally you can just tuck it under the arm and walk in. If you feel are more anxious about it, you could also zip up. Doing that too will like make it tighter against your side. A lot easier to get it in. I'm gonna go put my cool jacket back on. Also, before like I get back into this, can I just say that I started wearing this skirt, mine's sideways. Yeah. One sec. Woo. I started wearing this sideways, and it's a certified look, and I like it a lot. Very cool. You can see my garter belts. Well, like that's how I was getting stuff. Basically, every single time something in this level, I was like, whoop. I'm out to the mailbox. It's in my jacket. I'm back inside. Majority of the time, I didn't get noticed. And a lot of the time I just said, oh, it's closed. This is a fantastic tip. Another great time to buy clothes is around Christmas or someone's birthday. Just say, oh, it's for Christmas. Oh, it's for X's birthday. Easy cover. And they won't be able to see it. Because if you have package curious parents like I did, lying's gonna come in handy. But obviously sometimes there's just nothing you can do about that because like I said, I was doing it for years and that's not exactly something you could just start doing easily. So I've got a few options for shipping stuff. So you could look into a PO box. This does cost money obviously, but PO boxes are basically post office. PO stands for post office. So there's a box at the post office that you can address your stuff to, so it goes there. It's technically for people like, oh, I don't want my stuff sitting around while I'm at work or whatever, but it definitely works for this. PO boxes range from different sizes. I'll put the sizes on screens. The smallest one in America. I assume this exists outside of America too, but the prices obviously will be in American. Which the smallest one starts at 450, and max is at 2250 a month. And you can just have it sitting there, and you can go in and pick it up whenever they give you your own key. You can unlock it easy. Of course, if that's not an option for you, or you don't think you want to pay that much a month because you're not going to be getting that much. And third requirement, you have to be buying it on Amazon. You could look into an Amazon locker. These are like new. I had already, like, by the time these were getting like more popular, I had already kind of like, moved out, but in more populous areas, you can find Amazon lockers. If you just like type in Amazon locker into like a Google search, you should be able to like find one near you. It pops up like 3 or 4 for me because I live near a very large city now. And these basically are lockers that basically work like post office boxes specifically for Amazon packages. These are free. So there's that big plus there. But there's two downsides with Amazon lockers. Is one that you obviously have to drive out there and get it, which is the same with PO Box. The next two are the big ones. Is there's a size limit. Most clothes should fit because they are not like big packages. I'm sure there's exceptions, but I feel like a majority of things should fit. You should just double check on the size when you're ordering. And the other one, the real kicker, is that you have to pick it up within 3 days. If you don't pick it up within 3 days, it'll be refunded back to your account and it'll get sent back. So make sure you can get out there within the delivery time. Those two, something neither of them I've really done, but I've definitely heard from people doing them. Next one is another recommended one from other people is if you have friends that are sympathetic to your struggles. So like you've got like maybe friends at school or just like friends in general who live around you, like and they're like, hey, sure, you can ship your package to me and I'll get it over to you. Which is one that does require you to trust somebody, which I'm very bad at. I'm horrible at trusting people. But if you trust them absolutely with it, just like send it over to them and they can hand it off to you, get it inside easy. But those are all like basically ways to get them inside, which is I think is probably one of the bigger issues because I don't know about you, but my parents were incredibly package curious. They're always saying, "Oh, what did you get? What did you get?" Like normally I do like showing off what I got, but not this. Next up, before we get into hiding, I want to talk about a lot of the stuff that will happen with your room is that people will find it on accident. They won't be looking for your stuff on purpose. So we want to look into preventing search of room or preventing stuff like that. So basically, I'd say one of the biggest things you can do to prevent people from finding your stuff is to have a clean room. Because I feel like a lot of the times people, parents, I don't know why I'm saying people, it's parents. Parents will accidentally come across your stuff while cleaning your room because your room was dirty. So to prevent them from cleaning your room, clean your room yourself. And also you should just have a clean room in general. It's a lot nicer, trust me. Another thing you can do is, this is something weird that I did specifically is, so my old room, if you remember some of my older videos, has 2 closets. Which is, I know, it's incredibly weird and cursed looking. We're not going to get into that today. Basically, in my second closet is technically where, like, all my girl clothes were. But obviously, basically, if anyone opened that, I would be dead. Instantly dead. I told my parents that was my cosplay closet, which was not a lie. I had a lot of cosplay stuff in there. It just happened to be all girls' clothes. But something I did to prevent people from getting into it or looking into it, I just made it very annoying to get to. So basically, it was in the back far corner of my room, so I had my green screen rolled in front of it, and then I had my old chair pushed back against that to keep it from moving. I also had a lot of my guitar stuff in front of it. Just make it incredibly annoying to get into. People will not want to do it. That's what I did for like my preventing search. I wasn't super good at cleaning my room back then. I'm pretty good at it now. I like stuff to be clean. It's probably an estrogen side effect, huh? Okay. Next up, we are actually at the hiding part. This is the meat of the subject. Basically, I can't give good advice on how to hide stuff because everyone's situation will be different. Everyone's room layout will be different. Everyone's home culture is different. So basically, what I'm talking about is that no two rooms are the same. So I can't just say, hide it in this place specifically, no one will ever find it. Because that's just not how it works. Some people share rooms, some people can't close their doors because parents are weird and creepy, stuff like that. So what we're going to do instead is going to consider the room. I'm just going to give some vague statements about your rooms, and you can think about how to approach it. So think about your room, look around it, and think like, okay, what don't I use? What doesn't move? Stuff like that. Another thing is consider who goes into your room and what they do when they're in there. So like if like say your parents come in to do your laundry, don't hide anything near your laundry or start doing your laundry yourself. Like I said before, do they come in to clean your room? Start cleaning your room yourself, and hopefully they don't ask questions. Maybe they just view it as you maturing or something like that, or finally getting a hold of your life. Stuff like that. If you have a roommate, this will get super hard. I've never had a roommate when I was hiding stuff, but there's a few other things you could do for that. Or if they come and change your trash, another thing. Basically, make it so there's no reason for them to ever enter your room. So, let's talk about a few places that I hid stuff. Like I said before, I actually hid stuff in my closet for a long time. A lot of it was just hanging up, which is not something I would recommend to somebody. Because that's just like, I know I was talking about a smoking gun earlier, but that's even more of a smoking gun. Is if they open my closet and there's just a maid dress there, it's like, yeah, there's something up. But yeah, usually closets are a good place to put stuff. But I wouldn't just put them in there plain. Let's talk about some stuff you can do in the closet. What I did is I had a bunch of shoe boxes. I folded up my stuff and put them in those, and then I put them on the top shelf. Just make it very difficult to get to. Just make it annoying, and most people will poke into it less. Another place that you can do is just like if you want to put stuff in a bag, put it under your bed. Under beds under the bed is like always messy. Maybe that's just a Midwest thing, but like any bed that I've ever looked under has been super messy. Something that I used to do is I had an extra pillow and case under my bed, and I hid stuff in that. Just like it's there, it's like, oh, that just fell down. I won't bother with it. Easy, easy hiding spot. Another place that I think this is pretty big brain on my part is that so I used to have a big trash can. Obviously, don't have it anymore, or I do like a visual demonstration. I'll edit something together or something like that. It's large trash can, so it's like uh yay high or something like that. So big bag. What you do is take out the bag, have your clothes in another bag, put the bag at the bottom of the trash can, and put the first bag on top of it. But the clincher with this one is that this requires you to take out your trash yourself. If you do not do it yourself, you will get found out immediately the next time someone changes your trash. So make sure you're doing that yourself if you decide to go for that. Another thing is hiding things inside of other things. I never did this, but a friend of mine told me, he's like, yeah, I have a bunch of these bags, these like athletic bags. I got this one from SakuraCon forever ago. And they told me, yeah, I just put my stuff in those bags and put them just like under a pile. If you have like old backpacks or duffel bags and people don't ask to use them, that part is important because that happened to me a few times. Put them in there. No one's gonna look in there. Or if you happen to keep like a suitcase around for some reason, some people do, just stick it in there. No one will look. But yeah, like it's just like put them inside things, put it behind things. Don't put them out plainly, I'd say. Usually keep them in a bag. Try to get like an opaque bag or something. Don't make it look like trash because that's very easy for something to get thrown out. Another recommendation I've heard from a few people, I never did this personally, but people have told me that they hid stuff in their car, which is a bit odd. I don't think I'd do that just because getting to it and getting to where is kind of just a pain. But I suppose that could be an option if you like can't hide it in your room. But yeah, those are at least some ideas to help you get started on buying stuff, hiding stuff, because clothing is a big part of like gender experimentation for a lot of us, or presentation, because like a lot of us have been in situations where we had to be in the closet, and like so like the only bit of escapism we have is like dress up time in your room at night. I know it was a big part of it for me, and a lot of people I've talked to have said the same thing. So like you should definitely get clothes if you can, because it's a good way just to like relax or make yourself feel better after like a bad day. But also it can also get you in trouble very quickly if you do not hide stuff very well. I've heard too many stories of people getting found out because they didn't hide their stuff well, or because they had snoopy parents who would go through their room looking for stuff. In like in that instant, I don't know what to do. But I want to say thanks for watching. Thanks for checking it out. Sorry I've been gone so long. I've had some like main stuff in the works, and I've hit some legal roadblocks. It's very cool. Well, hopefully I'll get to work on some more stuff soon. Thank you for watching, and thank you to everyone on Twitch and Patreon for supporting me monetarily. You mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. I will try to see you back in hopefully another month, maybe two. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.